Along with non-destructive editing, we want to learn how to use smart filters. I've got a photo here, and what I'd like to do is put that nice little effect on here of an iris blur where all the on the outside you've got nice blur, but they're in the middle and they look very nice. So we're going to go up under filter, and we're going to convert right here. Filter, convert for smart filter. It's going to bring up this little dialog that says to enable re-editing smart filter, select the layer with to be converted to the smart object. Say OK. And now, if we look at our layers panel, right down the bottom you're going to have this little icon down here showing me that this layer is now a smart. This layer has been converted to a smart object. So I'm going to come up under filter, blur gallery, and I'm going to go to iris blur. And it's going to bring up this by default, this little thing. And notice outside now everything's much more blurred. It puts it right in the center. I'm going to grab the pin in the middle, pull it right up here to their faces like this. And I'm going to turn it all the way down. See this little white? You can pull that. We're going to grab that little white thing, pull it all the way down, and look what happens. Hardly anything is going on here. If I grab that white piece and drag it all the way around, see what happens? Puts a ton of blur on the outside and keeps them pretty focused on the inside. We can drag that down a little bit so we don't have that much an effect on it. And you've got blur all around the outside. They look really good here. We can change the size of our circle by grabbing a handle. We can grab these little white, big white buttons. They're not little white, they're bigger white, to pull that blur further out so that the circle doesn't come in so close. Or we can drag them right in close so that it's close to them and you get that nice clean crisp in the middle and a little further on the outside. So when we're all said and done, we just hit the enter key and it's going to take that blur and apply that to the photo. Again, I'm sorry about the speed. Some of these things, because I have this one photo open that's huge. We're going to let it do its thing here. And where the smart filter really shines is the fact that the smart filter is non-destructive. It's you know how we did layer styles? If you add a layer style or a layer FX to your layer, you can turn each individual thing off. Well, as a smart filter, here is your blur, and we can just turn that off. On, off, on, off. So if we turn that on, and then we come into filters and we say, let's add another filter. We'll go filter and we'll do, let's say, let's try pixelate, and we'll do crystallize. And it brings up a whole thing to give you a crystallized effect. We can put layers on top of, effects or filters on top of filters. There's tons of great filters, and we'll talk more about filters when we get into crazier stuff. But filters are a lot of fun. So if you, I really don't like that, we can turn it off. And it's going to re-render it. We can go back in, we can change the adjustment of that. There's all kinds of things. As a smart filter, all these things build up upon each other, and we can go in and adjust, turn off, turn on, change the order of them. It's just awesome. Really like smart filters. They're so non-destructive. You get the idea. I'm going to cancel that, and we'll show you something else in the next video.